Meanwhile, at San Francisco Bay, Cyclops and his brother Havok are at it again.
Ah, my eyes! My eyes! Oh, Scott! Can I ask you one question? Why are you doing this? He was like a father to you, Scott!
He's dangerous. His telepathy is leaking. He's destroying lives. He destroyed mine. Why do you even care? You'd left him. You'd left us. Why can't you just stay gone?
You want to know why? You want to know why?
You know what? Actually, no. No, I don't.
Okay,
I don't
God,
want to do this again.
I didn't have a reason why.
Okay, good. I honestly,
I don't realize. Yeah, we've done this so many times. Oh, what am I going to shoot you with my powers? Oh, they don't work on you.
Your powers don't work on me. Oh, your powers don't work on me. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Why don't we?
I know, right? Seriously.
Break this cycle, this karmic cycle of
I know,
what are we doing?
I know, and I got dumped by Polaris. You got dumped by Jean.
Oh, Jean's in space.
I know. Okay. Right. Oh, wait.
Anyway.
Oh, shit. I think Professor X just escaped.
Oh. I don't know. Hey, did you ever try Molly? Hi, everybody.
I'm sure the editing of that will look amazing.
Welcome to episode... oh, yeah, we can edit that. That's easy. Welcome to episode 337 of Comic Book Queers. We'll edit that, too. 337 of Comic Book Queers. I am Brett, and sometimes I think comic book characters are real people. And this is EvilJeff, and I don't think she does that. Does she? Does she sometimes think comic book characters are real people?
Well, I think I'm a comic book character.
Oh, the opposite.
And I'm just about to get my powers. No.
Oh, what do you think your powers would be? Like, you and I both know we would get unfortunate powers.
Oh,
if we got
lame powers?
Yeah, what would your lame power be?
I think my power would be completely useless. Like, it would just be... You know what it would be? It would be like whenever I felt awkward, I'd emanate a really loud buzzing sound. Like a cell phone ringing, so everybody's like, "Is my phone?" And I'm like, "No, it's just me. I'm uncomfortable."
Yeah, got you. Mine would be whenever I masturbate, bees.
Come out of you, or
use your imagination.
Or just come around.
Whatever
like, do you
picture.
come bees?
Whatever you picture.
Okay.
All I know,
right.
all I've been told.
That could be useful.
Bees.
Can you imagine being like, "We need the bees"? You're like, "Hold on, but you have to be able to get hard."
You're like, "Oh no, I just came. My refractory period. I'm in my 40s." No, my weakness.
Oh no!
What's your one weakness? My refractory period.
Exactly.
Which is days. Days.
Every once in a while, though, I can bounce back.
Oh yeah.
Have you? I've been with someone where I was like, after about half an hour, and it was like, "Want to go do it again?" I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." But I'll tell you this: what comes out, not a lot.
Just cobwebs and dust.
Did I tell you about that study? Like my one friend was like, maybe you need testosterone therapy. Everyone has low testosterone. You should get testosterone. And I'm like, the fact that I'm bald feels like I probably have a lot of testosterone. But I was like, how do you know if you have low testosterone? And he was like, oh, well, when you come, they measure like how many ropes of cum you shoot. And I was I'm going to stop you right there. That's not a medical thing. I can't imagine a medical doctor being like, I need to count your ropes of cum. I don't think a doctor's ever said the word ropes of cum.
Ropes.
Ugh.
Are you having a nice ropey discharge? Could you define that?
A rope of cum?
Like a rope?
Like that's
no, I'm asking the doctor to define that because
okay. I thought you didn't know
what
ropes of cum were, and I was like, girl, you're a whore. I know you know what ropes of cum are.
Girl, I've been tied up by ropes of cum before. I've been lassoed. I've been roped like a calf.
Lassos of cum.
Lassoed. All right, we talked about us getting superpowers. Anything else? You know what I want to tell you? I just saw Sunset Boulevard with Nicole Scherzinger.
Oh yeah, really?
Dynamic.
How was it?
Unbelievable. And like it's like the best. It's like one of the best shows I've ever seen.
How is she?
She's incredible. That's what I want to talk about because it's like Nicole Scherzinger. Scherzinger. She was a pussycat doll. Scherzinger. She's a judge on The Masked Singer. How good can she be in this role? Girl?
She's
it's one of the best
everything. And the
performances
bag
I've
of
ever
chips?
seen on the stage. On the stage.
Really?
It is one
I'm just
of the...
and is her voice really good or is it the acting? Or is
Her
it both?
voice is really good and her acting is really good and her voice and her acting. Her acting is so good in it and like add the fact that she's hot and like this sounds terrible. I'm going to put my hood up for this one. I'm like I see Glenn Close and Patti LuPone in a different light because I wouldn't call them hot women. I would call them mother. I would call them diva. I would call them goddess. But I wouldn't call them attractively hot women in the traditional sense.
No, they could never do glamour.
They could never do glamour. But Nicole Scherzinger is, she's a hot lady. She's a pussycat doll. And it reframed how I see the character of Norma Desmond. Like, from now on, I know, like, I just want hot women playing Norma Desmond because when you make her hot, the story is a lot better.
Yeah, you're like, you are a diva. You
can see the guy.
It is the pictures that got smaller.
It is the pictures that got small. Because like
I have a problem
like,
with Nicole Scherzinger. That's the thing is, I'm sure everyone I've said who's seen it said she's great, but
I am
coming in with such a bias. She's Trumper.
Oh no, I don't think she's a Trumper. Well, no, she voted for Trump for sure.
She's a Trumper. Also, she was in the Pussycat Dolls. That's another. Not a huge fan of that group.
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me though?
I don't. Buttons is good. I do like Buttons, but
I do love
also
Buttons.
I hate the Masked Singer.
I hate the Masked Singer.
Which
do you know why I hate the
Masked judge on?
Can we talk about why we hate the Masked Singer for a little bit?
Why?
Because it's like
they're
like, oh my God, I think it's so and so, and they're so off and they're so wrong, and they have to be so wrong just to keep it interesting.
But it's not only wrong; it's people that would never do the show. Are you Barack Obama?
100.
Oh my God, are you Brad Pitt? You're like, they wouldn't ever.
100%.
They would never be on this show. Go fuck yourself. Are you? I think it's Beyonce.
I think it's Whitney Houston.
The only time Beyonce is going to be on The Masked Singer is walking by and taking a shit on the stage and flipping you the bird as she walks away. Anyway, that was great.
That's a great visual.
Also, here's the other thing.
When they take their mask off, they're like the faux enthusiasm. They're like,
yeah, let's do the real
God.
thing. Okay, this is or they take the mask off and you're like, who?
You're like, it's Macy Gray. Oh my God.
Yeah, you wore that dress that said 9/11 on it. The date at the Grammys right before 9/11. You remember that?
No, who's that?
On Macy Gray on the Grammys, a couple days before 9/11, 2001, she wore a dress that said, my album drops on 9/11. And then like 2 days later, 9/11 happened. So all of the pictures of her on the red carpet of her like, woo! And it just says like 9/11. I mean, she had no idea, but it was like,
what a PR nightmare. Oh, that sucks. That's just like the time that my friend Jamie came to the Comic-Con with me that I got dressed up as Havok and she was Madam Hydra from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and she was wearing all green with a green wig, so everyone thought she was Polaris because she was standing next to me.
Oh, no, because you Havoked her.
Yeah, because I Havoked her, and everyone was like, Polaris, and she had no idea. And now, forever, she was Polaris. We're going to talk about X Factor later, by the way.
Great. Which Polaris wasn't even in.
They talk about her a lot.
Because that's the other thing is I'm going to stir the turd and be crazy and weird in this episode because I do not have good things to say about most everything we're going to be talking about.
Well, let's talk about the X-Men comics right now.
It's mutants with powers, Omega for hours. Bitch, let's read some X-Men.
All right, let's X everybody up. And let's start, oddly enough, with X-Men. It's part 87 in Manhunt, the big crossover happening across the X books. And this one is the X-Men fighting Storm from the other side.
I'm starting to think that this is written by AI. This doesn't make any sense to me. Storm's motivations, I don't understand. I don't understand if she's but then it was like, oh, you're possessed, so
She's
it's not
possessed.
Storm. So, but then okay, if she was possessed, why was who is it? Who is it that possessed her? Who is it again? Eternity. So Eternal Storm. Why does Eternal Storm want to help Xavier? That would be
like, wasn't it like the Aurora? It was like Aurora, and she's like, yeah, I'll help you. And then it was like fight, and she's like, oh, I'm Eternal Storm now. And then fight's over. She's Aurora again.
Okay, but why is Storm helping Xavier? Just because
that's
of
because it's convenient for the plot is my only.
But it's also like, can we all just stop and be like, hey, Xandra's in danger?
Right.
It's like things are happening to cause fights that don't make any sense.
I mean, in today's books, it's literally one fight that doesn't make any sense after another. So this one it's more the aftermath of their fight with Storm, where she freezes Cyclops' head, which was hilarious.
And then he's being defrosted.
He's being defrosted by Temper. Meanwhile, Quentin is fighting Xavier on the astral plane, while Juggernaut is fighting Storm, Eternal Storm, on the physical plane.
Yeah. And Xavier, know what I would have loved, though? Because if you think about it, when was the last time Xavier and Quentin had beef or really interacted
right at
with
Xavier's.
each other? When Quentin was what? A mutant fascist. What? I would have loved to being like, oh, fascism are we again? Like, you know what I mean? I would have loved him
like dress
to, like,
Xavier up in that fascist like uniform that he wore as Kid Omega.
Yeah, because the tables have kind of turned on that. So there was a lot of like juice and story that none of it was addressed.
They did like visually dive into Riot at Xavier's, but I would have liked if they leaned into that.
But they didn't talk about it. Yeah.
They didn't talk about it. Yeah.
And then the whole Psylocke being like, I'm going to kill Maggot.
Right.
Literally, it was a vegetarian dinner because there were no steaks. No steaks at all.
Oh, yeah.
I don't get why anyone's acting the way they are. I don't get it. I don't like it.
And, I get also annoyed. Like, part of me is annoyed. Part of me is like, oh, thank goodness. Whenever they break out Magneto's helmet as a way to stop Xavier.
Yeah. They get Magneto's helmet and put it on... Did they put it on Beast?
They put it on Beast first to break the hold, and then they put it on Xavier. Beast puts it on Xavier and tranks him. And then Storm's
and they were
okay,
like, we couldn't do anything because he had to take the helmet off himself. Is that a thing? Has that ever been a thing?
I don't know.
Yeah, it just felt like
well, I mean, it's like you can't get Magneto's metal helmet off him ever. I would imagine.
No, but they said they couldn't put the Magneto helmet on Xavier until Xavier's Cerebro helmet fell off.
Yes.
And they were like, he had to take it off himself. I'm like, why?
Well, because they probably just can't get it off him.
There was like a safety fastener, and it was child protected, and we're stupid, and we can't.
It's idiot.
I don't know.
It's foolproof.
And also, you start off with Gail Simone setting up Xandra's in danger. And we're now on part 4 or 5. Have we ever seen a cutback to what's going on?
Literally Xavier walking, and all the teams are like, "Wah!"
Fuck X-Manhunt. I hate it. It's stupid.
Well, good news. We're going to talk about the next part.
Right now,
that took place in X Factor, one of your favorite books. This X Factor.
do I begin?
Where do I begin?
First of all, I'll tell you this.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you this. In Extinction Agenda, which what year was Extinction Agenda, Brett?
1987? 88?
No, it was later than that.
89,
no, we were in
90?
High school. So it was the 90s. 92?
I think it was the late 80s, but okay.
No, I was in high school when the new X-Men came out.
Yeah.
Which was in the 90s. What?
No, that came out in 2000, hun. Grant Morrison? New X-Men?
No. The new, like, I'm sorry, I mean like the X-Men, the X-Men. With nothing else.
Adjectiveless? When they split into blue and gold?
Yeah, and Extinction Agenda happened right before that.
Right, it's what led into it.
So it had to, maybe it was 89. Then.
89. We'll just agree to say 89.
Okay,
that took
anyway.
up 16 minutes.
There was, but there was like, one of the covers was, Alex and Cyclops fighting again.
And Cyclops fighting
and
again.
I was already over it.
Yeah.
I was like, this again? This is 1989. How many fight? And they had the other fight with like Madeline Pryor. When Madeline Pryor was all bad, and they had to have like Alex and Scott had to fight with the Hellions. What's Scott? Oh, we're putting you on the Hellions, and it was like, Scott and Alex have to talk it out. I'm so done with it. And then they're even going to bring up that they can't use their powers on each other. And then what's happening in the cover? They're using
their powers on each other, and it's Greg
and it's hitting them, and it looks like it's working.
And it's Greg Land, because it's Greg Land. Because in the porn that he traced, the optic blasts were working on that porn actor.
Yeah, I just, no.
So now it's the X-Men and X Factor fighting.
The only thing I liked in this was when, who said it to her? When it was Nanny, what's her name? Granny
Smite.
Right? Granny Smite.
So Beast was like, if we don't try to kill her, there's no point.
Yeah, he's like, what's your powers? I can't die. Okay, so nobody kill her, and she's useless. And she's like, oh, no. I was like, all right, that was funny.
That was funny.
But then they even have a Forget-Me-Not show up again, and I'm like, what?
I'm dying to know how that character is alive.
But did you know Forget-Me-Not actually is a drag queen named Acacia Forgot?
Oh, no.
Acacia Forgot is Forget-Me-Not.
Is that why she didn't have time to sugar her ass because she had a mission? So this thing with Angel, who's like, I've had a few elective procedures done, and then like grows metal, but like doesn't become Archangel. Or no, he does become Archangel. But then what did he like add like claws?
To his feet?
You have razor wings. Like what do you? What
yeah,
do you add
like you know what I need? I need claw feet, claw talons.
What do you need talons for?
Maybe they were like because it's like makes him more like a bird that he has.
You're not a bird. You're an angel. You're even a higher level.
That's
you're
true.
Archangel when you go blue. You're a higher level angel.
True.
Do they have clawed feet?
Yeah, and that's the other thing. The cliche of Angel turning into Archangel is so played out too.
Oh my God, cliches.
And here's the other thing: is you know what pisses me off? And I know it. Okay, I have a question. Does Quanon not remember? What does she remember of her life as Psylocke?
I went back to Warren and Betsy as well.
But that's the thing I feel that she was like stuck. Like this Psylocke was stuck in the other Psylocke because she came out of her. So I think she
more
has
like intermixed. Like it wasn't clean body.
But I feel like I think she remembers being in love with Warren.
But Warren doesn't evidently.
They have no interaction, no talking about that whatsoever. Ugh.
I did like that Angel turned into a ball of metal. That was fun.
That was fine. But also, what does any of this have to do with like literally Xavier's plot?
Well, Xavier
like
reached out to Frenzy. Yeah, right. Xavier reached out to Frenzy, it turns out, which I have to say is very manipulative. Like, obviously he had to reach out to somebody on X Factor, but I feel like he reached out to Frenzy because here she is, this former villain who has dabbled with the X-Men and like really just wants to do good and dare I say like wants to be like part of the team, wants to be an X-Man, and then he's like, oh, Frenzy, I've always liked you. Will you help me? It's so manipulative.
Yeah, well, he's a douchebag.
And then Scott and Alex fight. Did we talk about that? And then Xavier reveals that he's got the last Krakoan resurrection egg, and now it's a big mystery who's in the egg.
So there is someone in the egg. Yeah. So does that mean? But is it loaded up? Does he still need to like load it up?
He probably still needs to load it up. Although I'm sure they'll overlook that.
And who's the person that zaps Cyclops and
I don't know. He
Xavier?
looks so familiar.
It's a Phantom X vibe, but it's not Phantom X.
He looks so familiar. I'll have to figure that out.
Who do you think...
This person kidnaps Xavier.
Do you know who's in the egg? I feel like they said a line which makes me feel like they gave it away who's in the egg.
Oh, I don't think so.
He said it's our last hope. So it's Hope, right?
It's probably Hope.
It's probably Hope. I wanted her to stay dead.
There's no point. It says, but Hope has not given up on you.
Also, this whole thing, any character that dies, you know, there's a random resurrection egg showing up somewhere. That's going to be happening.
Yeah.
All the fucking time.
All the time. And also, they all still exist. The 5. Right?
But I think, I think they all left for
They left with
Arakko, so I don't think they're on Earth anymore. So I think they can probably resurrect there.
One clue as to like who took Xavier is the next book is Exceptional X-Men. So I wonder, is there anyone affiliated? Because it'll be in that book. I wonder if there's anyone affiliated.
I don't know, but it also says something. But why is it called? It's not part 5. It's not part 4. It's not part 6. It's called Collateral Damage, which makes me think Xavier might not even be in this.
Oh, interesting. It's not called part 6. X-Force is part 6. Exceptional X-Men is like a side quest kind of thing. Because Emma can't be bothered. Emma can't be bothered with this.
Let's move on.
At least Emma's like, this one sounds like it really sucks. I'm out.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's move on. What else do we have here? Let's move on.
Oh, God. All right. Are you ready to talk about Phoenix, the book about Jean Grey? I hate this book.
Yeah. What have we learned in this issue?
Ironically
Nova has
enough,
a crush on Jean.
I hate this book with the strength of 1,000 suns.
Outfit.
She's got a new outfit. She was in a cocoon. Now she has a new outfit, and now she's the guardian of balance. She's now the guardian of balance rather than of creation and life, which I'm like, I liked life and creation better.
And balance, how much do I care about that? None.
I don't like balance. I like just everything's good.
Yeah. And then the fucking Alani.
Adani is like the shadows and my Phoenix power, and I'm like,
get this girl out of here. I couldn't care less about
I could not care less. I could not care less. There was nothing in this book. Like, they really even addressed the, like, you don't sound like Jean Grey at all anymore. And I'm like, I know, say it again.
Yeah,
it's just this boring, lifeless, like, it is balanced in that it's, like, mediocre and, like, it doesn't, it's middling.
I'm going to ask you something. And I think this is, it's like a season 6 Untucked with Bianca Del Rio, where it's like, what is it that you do well quickly? Like, what did she say on that one? But I have a question. I can only think of one. When was Jean Grey good Jean Grey? Because I feel Jean Grey wasn't, when she turned to Dark Phoenix, she was evil and crazy. So the Dark Phoenix saga is cool, but most of it was involving her turning evil. So you can't really count that as like her character. When was Jean Grey's character interesting or fun? Like the way we light up when Emma comes on the page, the way we get excited when Scott is going to take charge, the way we get excited when Wolverine's going to fuck something. I don't know, but you know what I mean?
Do you know what my answer is? Like, do you know what moment I went to?
And I wonder if it's the same thing for me, because I have one moment where I felt she was everything. It's Grant Morrison.
Yeah, I think the whole Grant Morrison run was probably her best outside of
Yes.
the Phoenix Saga for sure.
But she was like a fully developed, interesting person and character, and then they killed her off.
I liked, like, there's a line, it's from the 90s. It's when the Uncanny Team, I want to say, was battling Trevor Fitzroy, and he had this like insane armor, like ruby quartz armor or something around him. And the whole thing was like his armor was indestructible. And then all of a sudden the armor just starts to crack and just like flies off of him. And it's Jean hovering over him. And he's like, that's impossible. And somebody's like, that's our Jean, always doing the impossible. Like, that's, to me, when Jean Grey shines. When she shows up and just through like kindness and compassion and being fueled by that, does the impossible.
Yeah. And that's where I feel in Morrison's run, she really was like, take charge. And kind of her own person, where so many, like, she started out as jailbait for Professor X to like want to jizz over, and then when she started out in X Factor, when she came back to life, she's like, "Oh, I don't have my powers." And Scott, are we together?
She was like
Why
the
aren't
other
you
woman.
talking? What are you hiding? Like, and I think even now they're just like making her more and more powerful and not giving her a personality.
Yeah, there's no personality here.
I don't know who Jean is or what she wants.
And that's how I feel about all of these characters in this book. Like, I hate talking about a book like this. I really do. And we shouldn't do it for much longer.
Yeah, let's move on.
There's nothing in here that's standing out for me.
I think someone needs to really fit, and I think it's the same problem with Storm. I think the current writer of the Storm book is great, but I think they're now being sucked into a crossover, sucked into the Doom world. Like, they had to deal with Doom. They had to deal with, you know what I mean? Where it's like they're not even given the time to really tell the story.
When you've got all those parameters that are so ridiculous. I think what I'm missing from this book is like just taking big swings with this character. And I can see how you can confuse fighting Thanos with a big swing.
No.
Like, that's not what that is. And I just...
Fighting Thanos would be her getting into a fight with Scott and telling him to fuck off.
Yeah.
Because she has the
that's
power.
That's a big swing. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like something that's like... Or her actually... I want to see, like even when she was like inside that cocoon and she was back with Dark Phoenix, I didn't really feel a real battle of wills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
wish this book was more... If it played with the metaphysical more, if it played with how she operates on such a higher plane of existence and knowledge and presence and connection, and I just don't feel that. I feel like she's a superhero with fire powers, you know, that just keeps leveling up.
This is feeling very male-coded.
Yeah, yeah. Which is odd that it's written by a non-male writer.
Yeah. Anyway. Let's move on.
Yes. To which I don't know if we're going to be able to call this an X-Men book much longer, because our tenuous thread of Firestar in West Coast Avengers might be gone.
Well, she went to rehab, but she said, I'm going to be gone for a few weeks.
Oh, okay. Good.
So there's a chance the next issue could be like 3 weeks later. And she's like, hi, I don't drink anymore. I'm fine.
I think this book is fun.
Well, the fact that I'm hating so much of everything else, this one, there's just like the characters are interacting and fucking and yelling. Like Tony, like the fact that the Avengers are like, you're working, like Storm is like you're working with Ultron, and Vision's like, Vision and Storm being like, no, we don't like this. Yeah. Like, that's stakes.
And Firestar being messy in front of the rest of the team, and like,
and then just making out with RuPaul in front of everybody, and them all just being like, "Yikes!"
And just like, except for Jessica Drew, when she finds out it's like real, she's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, it was just like characters being interesting, and there was fighting and being interesting and stakes. It's just, I don't know. It's just so weird that the X-Men can't do this.
It's just, you've got meaningful characters meaningfully engaging with one another, you know, versus something in like Phoenix or X-Men or X Factor, where basically it's like, okay, what next, boss? I don't like that. Well, you're gonna like it. Okay, what next, boss? Get him. Okay, what's next, boss? Like, it's...
Yeah.
West Coast Avengers is just... superheroes being really messy, and that feels
Yeah,
right.
which is why I hope that she comes back fast. I think she's a good dynamic on this team, and I don't want to lose that.
Yeah. And there's like long-term seeds being planted. Like it's obvious that, so they fight the bad Steve Rogers, now Flag Smasher. And it's obvious that will go somewhere, because when he was taken in, he was like, oh no, you got me. Oh no. And then he was like, oh yeah, wasn't this like an anonymous tip? So that was obviously a setup that's going to go somewhere later. I mean, it's, it's doing the right things.
Yeah, and I do like also he was Mr. Krakoa for a bit, like in disguise. So there is still that X-Men connection with him.
Yep.
So
and he
I
and
think
Firestar
if they do take Firestar away, they need to bring in another mutant.
For sure. For sure. So we can keep talking about it in our X-Men segment.
Exactly. All right.
Wait. I got to tell you something.
What?
Do you know what my favorite book on shelves right now is? My favorite X-Men book right now is?
What? Oh, I haven't even been reading it.
Girl,
that's
Hellverine
just Dakin, right?
It's really good. It's just.
Did you not? But have you been reading it the whole time?
I just caught up today.
And you like it?
And I was like, I should probably be reading it because it's a character we like. People get really mad when you call him Dakin, by the way, or Daken. People get really mad about that.
Why?
So we should call him Akihiro. Because, it's a slur in Japanese.
What?
And
I just thought that was his name.
It means mongrel. Yeah, you didn't know that this whole time?
No, I never knew that.
Yeah.
It's Akihiro is his name?
Yes.
Oh my god. I never knew. I thought that was just like, I thought that was his name.
Well, why do you hate Japanese people?
I love Japanese people.
Okay.
Okay, well, I won't call him that. I didn't know. Oh my god.
So, Hellverine, there he is. Let me catch you up on what's going on with our friend Akihiro. Unfortunately, none of this involves any sort of anal or man-on-man action.
He's not gay at all in this. Is Aurora in it?
No, but there's a boy mutant, not a boy, like a 20-year-old mutant guy who in issue 2 he's like trying to save, or issue 3 he's trying to save and run around with, and I'm like, ooh, they're gonna kiss. They don't kiss because the guy dies at the end, which sucks.
What were his powers?
What were his fire powers?
Oh, okay.
So the premise is basically, I think you were reading Wolverine when Wolverine got possessed by that demon and became like the Ghost Rider, became Hellverine. So it's that same demon that, being part of Wolverine, changed its behavior and changed its personality a little bit. The demon's kind of lightened up a little bit, but it loves Wolverine so much that it tried to find the next closest thing. And the next closest thing to Wolverine was the pieces of Akihiro that Sabretooth left when he killed him. So the demon reassembles the pieces because he wants Akihiro as a vessel. Akihiro becomes the vessel, and now the whole thing is about how Mephisto is so mad that he lost his demon that he has turned every place where Akihiro experienced pain, like all the places from his past, Mephisto is using Akihiro's pain and suffering in those places as fuel to unleash like new demonic energy onto the mutant race. And it's pretty fucking good.
How much is the demon versus Akihiro personalities? Like, is there a part where it's just Akihiro and then a part where
He's very much a lot. Like, it's in these past 2 issues, like, it's rare. It's like it's just for the big thing, which he'll turn into Hellverine, and he kind of does it like voluntarily. So basically, Akihiro is like, I know I wouldn't be alive if not for this demon, and I also can't unleash.
But then
is
his healing power sparked back, so he doesn't have scars or anything? He looks totally fine?
He's good. No, he looks good. He's still hot, which is the other reason this book is good. He's so sexy. He's wearing jeans and a white T-shirt and a black leather jacket the whole time, and he's super sexy, and it's just like weird, dark, demonic shit with him in the middle. But again, it's all about everything that Marvel has done with this character so far. Like, he's revisiting all of those places and like trying to get over, like, for example, he goes to this town where that's where Wolverine killed him by drowning him in that like shallow puddle. So his pain was left such a mark there.
How did he come back from that?
How did he come back from that?
I remember
Not sure.
that happening.
Yeah. How did he come back?
That wasn't
We'll have to do
Necrosha, was
research.
it?
Romulus?
Was he Necrosha?
No, I don't think so. Maybe.
We'll have to look that up.
We'll have to look that up. But the demon that's running around that area is made out of water because that's where Akihiro drowned. And so he has to fight this water demon, and fighting the demon feels like drowning, and it's really good. It's basically diving into the
great.
dark psyche of a tortured, hot, bisexual man with zero body fat and this really sexy mohawk.
Oh, he has the mohawk.
No, he's got his hair like pulled back.
Well,
and we're just rooting for him. It feels good to be rooting.
Do you see Aurora at all?
Nope. Which is the other good part, because we only want him with other men in this book.
Yeah, we want him to fuck.
We want him to fuck butts. We want him fucking butts and touching dicks. And I'm not going to be happy unless he's doing that, which thankfully next issue is called Touching Butts and Sucking Dicks.
Yes.
So
I'm trying to look real quick to see if I can see how he died and came back, but I can't find it. Oh, well.
It's also very cool that the villain in this book is Mephisto. Who doesn't love Mephisto?
Well, goddamn, you know who really loves Mephisto is the MCU. Because they always say he's the bad guy, and then he never shows up.
He's showing up in Ironheart.
So they say.
So they say.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Oh, did we just segue to...
You see how I did that? Did you like that?
What? To some Marvel TV?
What you watching? Is it me naked? No? Oh, fine.
What are we watching? Ironically, we are recording while a new episode is dropping in the other room where my television is. But we're watching Daredevil, and we're going to be talking about last week's episode 3. Well, we're about to have... Jean Grey's going to be so happy because we're about to have a balanced show. Because I loved this.
I hate this show so much.
It's
love it. So boring, Brett. It's so boring. They're like, hey, you know what? We have Daredevil. You know, it would be great if he's just like not a hero. And we have a long...
We're getting there. We've got 18
drawn-out
episodes.
trial where the guy just dies at the end.
It's a journey. Have patience.
You don't even get to see the White Tiger team. They set him up to like team up with him or fight.
Listen,
No,
midway through this episode, I was like, you know what? They're really going all in on this White Tiger stuff. This does not feel sustainable. This feels disposable. And lo and behold, yes, spoilers. White Tiger is assassinated at the end of this by, I'm not going to say the Punisher, but somebody wearing the Punisher garb, which is the other reason I'm excited about this show. Because they really, really, really are leaning into cops usurping the Punisher symbol. And I can't wait for this.
That will be interesting. But how many episodes is this series?
18.
18?
But it's
this
clear they're
is
doing
the show
little arcs.
that gets 18, not Agatha All Along, not WandaVision. This gets 18.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Because it had success. People were invested in it in Netflix over seasons.
It's just boring.
It
All
is.
right, now,
it's very drawn out.
Now I'm going to sit down. Here's Kingpin sitting down with his wife talking.
This
now
is
I'm
the
going
genre.
to talk to this person.
This is the genre.
It's not even an interesting, like Law and Order SVU has like more like that. That's a good
at least, yeah. They know how to stay
or
punchy.
The Good Wife or something. Give me like a good. Either give me if this
Yes.
was like a crime of the week, like trial of the week, and then an overarching arc of villains he has to fight. I'd be down for that. I feel like this is all over.
I think it
the
is.
place. That other one has taken 2 episodes. The White Tiger, and then his brains are blown out.
Well, I think it's like over 3 episodes, like one trial every 3 episodes, something like that.
I'm going to give this one more episode, Brad.
I thought this one.
And if I hate it, I might have to. You're just going to have
I
to.
thought
tell
this
me
one
what
had good
happens.
tension. In the court, for like the courtroom stuff. The courtroom stuff I thought was done very well in this episode.
I don't know. And even the whole thing where it was like, uh-oh, we're following you in the van. And I'm like, he's not in the van.
Yeah.
He's not in the van.
That's
Like, it
great.
was just, I
Yeah.
don't know. I just don't. And I'm
Yeah.
just bored. I'm bored.
Yeah, I know. I really am very interested in the
And I'm
Punisher
interested in, like,
iconography
if
story.
I actually, but here's the thing. You know when else I was bored? Season
Netflix.
1.
Yeah.
Season 1 of Daredevil.
Yeah.
I couldn't get through that either because I was bored by it. So maybe I'm
yeah.
just not the best person to talk to about it. And
listen,
that's the other thing is
he's very
then
sexy.
how about nakedness? More of him naked.
Yeah,
He
there's
has
been
to
no
have-
shirtlessness at all.
And
At
is
all.
the Punisher? Is that actor from Walking
Yeah,
Dead?
John
what's his
Berth
name?
now. What's his name from
Is-
The Bear?
Is
Mikey?
he supposed to be on this season?
Yeah.
So he is coming. Okay.
Oh, I guarantee you he'll be in the next episode.
All right. That's
Yeah. It's because now we're starting the Punisher arc. Like, it was clear, like, that's how the White Tiger arc ended, and now that starts the Punisher arc because it was all, like, they kept showing all those cops with all those Punisher tattoos in the audience of the court. Like,
yeah.
honestly, if this show comes for cops, if this show comes for abuser cops, I will applaud it. I doubt it will, but I will applaud it.
We'll see.
We'll
I
see.
do-
And also, it's so hetero.
It's very hetero.
It's so hetero.
So hetero they left Hell's Kitchen.
And they went. I know. I can't believe he was like, Hell's Kitchen's too gay.
Yeah. He's like, I don't want to save these faggots.
I don't want to save these faggots. One time I was mugged in Hell's Kitchen and I went, Daredevil, save me. And he looked down from the rooftop. He went, bottom.
And just to throw things out there, I was secretly perusing through Wikipedia. It looks like it was an Uncanny X-Force. The Apocalypse
Jesus.
Twins used a celestial death seed to raise Akihiro from the dead.
Oh, okay.
So that's
All
how
right.
he came alive.
He's had
But anyway,
quite a
this
run.
Daredevil, it's just, I need something more.
Yeah. There are times when I watch it and I'm like, wow, EvilJeff is
Honestly,
probably
it's like,
suffering right now.
it's just like more fighting then. Give me some battles, give
Yeah.
me some, the court things aren't interesting enough. The rise to power of Kingpin, it's not interesting enough for me. I need some fights. I want to see powers.
Get the fights.
All right, let's move on.
All right. Let's talk about something decidedly gay. RuPaul's Drag Race, episode 11, the acting challenge.
Devastating. A devastating episode.
Absolutely devastating.
I'm just going to say, for me, honestly, right now, my favorites really were Anya Nerve, and I loved Miss Butthole, Miss Lydia B. Collins. And I know Lydia B. Collins wasn't going to win it. She's still a little green. But she has, like, it's the uniqueness that is just, I'm just like, yes.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, and it's not like she's not like, no one's ever done David Lynch, Tim Burton before. Like, of course. But she's so, I don't know, she's just really fun.
She is really fun. Her execution for me is the thing that.
But that's something that can be developed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But we did.
I just saw a TikTok, though. a TikTok of her being chased by scissors in her outfit.
Well, I mean, I thought she had it until
she had it.
in
She
the lip
never
sync,
needed to use those scissors.
She did not need to use those scissors. She had it.
She didn't need to use it.
And that was insane.
That was
insane.
It's so devastating, but here's the deal for me. I still would have sent Lana Jarrett home.
Because Lana
Jarrett is giving nothing. She never
really
was
isn't.
giving nothing, and she never is going to give nothing.
And it's a vicious cycle with her in that two things happen every episode. One, she says she's going to step up her puss and show everyone what she's capable of, and then we get like a 7 at best. But then two, her looks, she'll always say, well, this is not something I'd ever wear.
No, because I think she only wears a bikini.
Oh, okay. So clothes aren't something you'd ever wear?
Yeah. And here's the other thing is, I think, and I know people are like, no, the track record doesn't matter. The lip sync is the lip sync. True, but guess whose wig fell off during a lip sync and she won? Lana Jarrett.
Yeah.
So I think if Miss Lana Jarrett can lose a wig, she can have a scissors mishap. And just keep her. Because I would say even keeping her, she has a win. So it would make you feel more like Lana being in the top 5, who has never won anything. It's just very much like, what are you doing? What are you doing here?
It's inevitable. It's prolonging the inevitable.
You can't sit with us.
I really thought Lydia would, when Rue was like, you're like one of those East Village girls I grew up with. Like, I really thought Rue would keep Lydia because she adds that.
I mean, I guess the scissors thing is just it was real hard.
It was
real hard.
Egregious. But Miss Anya won handedly. Is it safe to say she is one of the best acting queens in the history of the show?
Yeah. She's just so natural.
Yeah.
And also, I don't think Sam Starr did that well.
Here's the one word I would use to describe Lana. To describe Anya, that I wouldn't use to describe any of the others. Hireable. Like if you're making a movie, TV show.
And that includes
she's
Susie
hireable.
Toot. Susie Toot is fine, and she's talented, but Anya is still way above her. So the fact that they all picked Susie Toot to go home over Anya when they were like, we want to get the best out. And you're like, Anya. And I think it's probably because Anya has she knows how to be like, oh, I'm your, because Lexi said something where like, I'm the mother and you're the father, or I'm the father, you're the mother. Like, where they have a respect for Anya that they wouldn't say her name.
But also Anya knows there's a separation there. When you say like she's like the mother or the father, there's like a partition that you put up between Anya and the rest of the queens when you say that, and she's doing that, I think, deliberately, which makes people not feel threatened.
Yeah, but it's just right now, I love all of these queens. I think they're all, at this point, except for Lana Jarrett, unfortunately. But the other queens, the other 5 queens, Jewel Sparkles, Susie Toot, Sam Starr, Lexi Love, Anya Nerve, are all crazy talented.
Yeah,
I just feel Anya Nerve is better at this season of Drag Race than all of them.
Yes.
I think sometimes... Wait, go ahead.
I do think that Sam... For me, I thought Susie was such a lock for Final 2, and I'm not so sure anymore. I can see this coming down to Anya and Sam.
Yes, Sam has kind of risen in the ranks. Although, oh, Jesus, I almost... Never mind.
Sam's never put in a bad performance.
I keep wanting to say something, and I'm like, nope, that hasn't aired yet.
That hasn't happened yet. Even when she was in the bottom for doing the NPR character, that wasn't bad. It was just
nothing. But because that's the thing for me is Arietti.
Oof.
I think is in the top worst performers.
Yeah,
like comedy performers of all time on Drag Race.
Absolutely,
of just not funny.
Just not funny. Because you don't understand comedy. Like, you don't
Yeah.
understand jokes. You just don't understand them.
And speaking of Eric, this was the mirror message.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this was the aftermath of the mirror message.
So it's just, I think what happened is that was Arietti thinking she was funny.
Right, because she doesn't understand.
But
it's,
she
it's
doesn't
like Republicans. They don't
Yeah.
understand comedy. They think it's meanness.
Yeah. They're like, I should be able to call people slurs because of comedy. And you're like,
Conservatives.
that's not what comedy is.
Because they don't, like, I literally believe their brains do not know how to process metaphor, irony. Like, they don't
No.
see things on two levels like we do. They see things at face value only, and because of their stupid brains and their enlarged fear centers, that's where they take comedy, is meanness.
And anyway, I just felt it was also, it was just so cruel to take something that she said in confidence that was a medical condition and air it out. Is just so...
Like, A, to throw shade on the mirror is like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
And B, like, we've seen queens throw shade here and there in the mirror, like, be mean. And you're like,
Oh,
that's
you even see
just
the
poor
reading
taste.
challenge. They come after people for being fat, for having bad clothes, bad
No, but
makeup.
but the mirror itself, like, that's an opportunity. It's your it's
To
like
talk
your
about
epithet,
you.
You know, it's like,
To talk about yourself.
yeah, that's your last impression, and like to use that to throw shade and be petty is such a missed opportunity.
And to
Wasteful.
literally like, oh, this was the one insecurity that
Right.
you had, and I'm going to expose
this one,
it.
not only did you use it for shade, you were personal. Like, you got personal, which is double fucked up.
And
No,
you could
Arietti
tell,
is-
like, you could see when she said it, because you knew she said probably went in confidence to everyone to apologize. I have a medical condition going on, so my breath is, something's up with it. She probably
Arietti
went
said
to
she
all
never
of
told
them.
her that.
Who?
Arietti said she never
Arietti?
told her that. And, like, I think the way they spun it is, like, she said that to Jules in confidence or something, or, like, one of them.
It looked like Jules and Lexi and Susie
like, knew.
knew.
Yeah.
So maybe it's because Arietti's such a bitch and didn't talk to her.
Yeah.
Outside,
No,
like,
why
when
would
they
you,
were
like, share a secret? Right.
Yeah. So,
With someone
but you could just see their
don't feel close
faces.
to.
What?
Well, so
could
why would you
just-
share a secret with someone you don't
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
close
You
to?
could just see
Arietti's
their
not gonna be close
faces
to
when it
anyone.
was said. You could see them
Oh.
being like,
Oh, jeez.
yeah.
Especially
but
Jules. Like, Jules is she's a creature of empathy, it feels like.
But it does also feel like the kind of boost that Susie Toot got when they were all coming after her, saying that she was calling her clown outfit shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing where it just boosted Anya up even more.
Yeah.
Because not only did people feel like she's the underdog, she then killed the challenge.
Yeah.
So I feel like right now this is Anya's to lose.
Yeah, sure is.
All right, what else we got? Oh no,
That's it, girl.
Are we going to talk about? Oh, that's
I
it.
will say, I saw Drag the Musical. Did I tell you that? Related?
No, we're not going to talk about Severance.
Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, yeah. No, let's talk about Severance. We don't have a visual. I saw Drag the Musical. It was fine.
Who was in it? Was it Jimbo or Alaska?
It's Alaska. She's back. And
Okay.
I would say she's great, but I don't really give her anything to do.
Oh, really?
I was expecting bigger things.
But was it a
From
fun
her
show?
character.
How was Jan? Is Jan
It
still
was a
in it?
very fun show. It was a very, very fun night out. Like, the show, I have notes. The performances, I have notes. But it was.
But the
it's a great
audience was
time.
loving it, so everybody's having
Loved
a good
it.
time and having
It was
a
a
blast.
fun time. It was high energy
Great.
throughout. Like, it was beautiful. It was like, it was sleazy. It was trashy. It was great. It was hilarious. It was great. That's it. I have notes.
I have notes. My friend did a musical, and I saw it with a girl who was on, I won't say, but it was someone who was on SNL, was someone that I seen it with. And the director at one point was like, and, let us know, we're prepping this for Broadway, and let us know what you think. Like, after the show, come up to me and tell me what you think. And during intermission, she was like, I'm going to tell him this, I'm going to tell him this. And we're like, I don't think he meant like critical.
Right.
I don't
Just
think he
like,
wants,
I love it.
yeah. And she was
That's
like,
it.
no, he needs to know this. And we're like, girl, just
No.
don't leave him alone.
Oh, one other thing about my night at Drag the Musical is, you know Mateo Lane?
Uh-huh.
You know he does that podcast with that other guy, the tall one?
That guy, was he in it?
No, he's in the he was in the audience though.
Oh, okay.
And on my husband's scruff. And he was with a friend who had a hood on, much like this.
Yeah.
And we were sitting like right behind, like 10 feet behind, like right. There was no space in between us because they were at cabaret tables and we were in the
It
front
was
row of
somebody.
theater
Who
seating.
was it, Brett? Who was it?
It was Bob.
Oh,
She's
well,
a
Bob,
friend
it's Bob's his
and
best
Bob.
friend. You know how
Yeah.
that they met through Bob?
Nick?
Because Bob was like, "Oh, I know these. Both of you like opera," and that's how they met. And then they fought the first time they met. Oh, but clearly Bob, that's someone Bob slept with. Bob has a type.
Oh, wait, who met through who?
The
Mateo and Nick met through
podcast,
Bob?
Mateo and the other guy
Yeah, met through Bob.
met through Bob because
Gotcha.
that other guy was Bob's
Well,
friend.
it was just
and
crazy
introduced
seeing
Mateo.
Drag the Musical with Bob the Drag Queen right in front of me. It was very cool.
Oh,
God,
Bob.
that's
Yeah,
okay.
Bob, like every time you see people that are like, "Oh, I hooked up with Bob," it's a twinky white
It's a
boy.
Twinkie skinny. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I hooked
Same
up
thing
with
with
Bob.
Jinx. Jinx and Bob have the same taste in boys.
Same taste.
Severance.
Severance. Oh my god.
This is the
Oh my
lead up
God.
to the finale.
This is the lead
right?
up to the finale, right? And we talked about Harmony Copel, right?
She
this
finally
what we're
shows
talking-
up. No, this is.
But we talked about that episode. Why do I feel like we haven't talked about that episode?
I think because we were like it was boring, and then that's it. Or maybe we did skip it. But I
loved
think
it.
we can.
I think we skipped it.
It was fine, but it felt like filler. Oh, this is what she was doing. I kind of wished this whole episode, parts of it were in the previous episodes, like intercut.
Yeah.
Rather than its own thing. But we did learn, it seemed like whatever this Cold Harbor thing is, I think it was her idea.
Or she
And
invented
she
the whole
went-
technology. She invented Severance.
Severing. So
I don't know if Cold Harbor was her idea, because I really do believe Cold Harbor is about resurrecting Kier.
Okay. But Severance. Okay, so severing was her idea. So, and she looks like she tried to steal. Or she did steal the paperwork on it, whatever original paperwork is it, and then the mother character.
She didn't steal that paperwork.
What do you mean?
That's her paperwork.
Well, she had to steal it because they weren't just gonna be like, oh, this is yours.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Should've
Even the
fined
mother tried to burn it. But we did realize because they were raised there, I think that's where we also kind of learned what's the little girl in the Severance place?
Miss Huang.
I think she's one of those, we're raising you from childhood to be
She was
here.
a child. She was child labor.
Yeah.
And the whole thing about like
she's being raised to be a Millicek Cobell type of person.
Yeah. Which is wild.
But then they were like, and now that you left, now that you're leaving, you have to break your favorite toy.
Was
So
that just
fucked
Milchek
up.
being cruel? Because he hates her?
Why is it, and I know it's because he's hot, that I'm willing to forgive him. But when Milchek is with all of the severed people, I hate him. But when he's with the bosses and the bosses are treating him like shit, I'm like, you need to stand up for yourself, man. Don't let him treat you
welcome
like
to middle
that."
management.
I know, but I'm like, no, you're horrible. I should be happy that you're being treated terribly.
Or is he wonderful, but he's being forced to be horrible?
Did you see him on the Stephen Colbert show?
No. What was he wearing?
He was wearing something that looked like Judas from Jesus Christ Superstar,
my God.
costume. A sleeveless, almost like dashiki type of. He looked sleeveless.
Sleeveless?
So hot. What?
Oh my God. I didn't
And then
register
he had-
sleeveless until just now.
Yes.
Oh.
It was kind of inappropriate. Like, I was like, this isn't for this, but I'm so happy. And he told a story where everyone's making fun of him for his Swedish pronunciation of things.
Is he Swedish? What's going on?
He was introducing, was it like one of the mountains? I think it was something where he was like,
yeah.
And everyone made fun of him. And then he admitted, which is now I'm like, are you gay? He was like, well, it's as bad. Instead of looking up like how it should be pronounced in Swedish, I just thought, what would Rose Nyland from the Golden Girls, how would she pronounce it?
He's gay.
And I'm like, gay! Please. Oh, he's so hot.
Sister. Rose Nyland, I mean.
But anyway, it looks like, I also love in the story, the Merritt Weaver wanting.
That's so interesting.
To fuck her severed version of her husband because it's him before he became a douchebag.
It's incredible.
But then it looks like, here's the thing that's interesting.
I wouldn't have been mad. Audi Dillon got so mad.
Well, I think it's because Audi Dillon is a douchebag.
Yeah.
And But here's the thing, is Dillon was like so upset that he's like, I quit. And they were like, okay, bye.
That's essentially suicide.
Yes, but the fact that like, I mean, I know why Helly couldn't quit. But the fact that they give everyone else like, you can never leave. And they're like, bye. It was very...
Matter. Mark's like at 96%. He's fine.
Yeah, and it looks like Mark is now, they did call Cobell, and Mark is being taken to that room where they can kind of go back and forth, and the Innie and Outie can kind of, they can freely talk to the Innie and Outie. My thing is, I don't believe that Cobell is on their side. I think she's wanting to destroy Keir and take it, but I think she believes, in the science,
Severance.
But she's like, now I think I should be running it. So she's not there 100%. To help them. She's going to take that over and then screw Mark over. Yeah.
Yeah. She's evil. I mean, she thought of Severance, and that was born from her being a child slave labor and wanting to disassociate from her life.
Have you brought up the Severance thing with other people in real life?
No.
Like, would you do it? Like, would you ever be severed?
No, never. Oh, my God.
And I taught, like, Joe was like, would you do it? Because, like, wouldn't that be cool? And I'm like, but there's a whole other side of yourself that's just being tortured.
You're creating someone solely for the purpose of torture.
Yeah.
That's horrific.
Yeah.
It's
and
like
he was like, oh, yeah.
Cloning yourself and then putting that clone through nothing but torture.
Yeah.
Or as I call it, gay marriage.
Well, it's not going to be around much longer, so.
Oh, we're fine.
Are we?
Actually, we're going to World. Jeff and I are going to World Pride. We're going to march.
Is that in?
It's in DC
this year. In DC.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. 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 Wait.
Well, be careful because that feels like something
I know.
could happen.
I know. Fine. That's how I go. That's how I go.
But
White Lotus?
I have a message. That's all. But I do have a message.
What? Wait. I want to talk about White Lotus. Are you wrapping up the show?
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, we can talk about
just
White Lotus.
Real quick.
Yeah, it's great.
The brothers. I just want to talk about the brothers.
Okay.
Are you caught up?
No, you don't want to talk about Parker Posey?
Oh,
you want to live in Taiwan?
You want to live in Taiwan?
You can't be Buddhist. You're not Chinese.
Now I'm out of Lorazepam, and now I have to drink myself
to sleep. Brilliant.
It is. I mean,
so good.
Listen, that Sam Rockwell scene.
Also, but Belinda and Porn Chai hooking up.
Belinda and Porn Chai hooking up.
The Russian, that one Russian guy. Forget the one that works there. That other one was so hot.
So hot, and we do think he's the robber, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, did you notice when he went to sleep with what's the movie star girl's name?
Yeah, Jacqueline.
When he went to sleep with Jacqueline, did you see how obvious it was that he left the door open?
Yep.
I think she's going to be filmed and be blackmailed.
Or they're going to be robbed.
Or robbed, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a weird shift where once Patrick Schwarzenegger's character, which I forget all their...
Saxon.
Did you notice how the drunker he got and once he was with those girls, he
He didn't.
He wasn't being skeezy.
Yes.
And then he got on, and then he was like, I don't want to do drugs. And then he did the drugs, and he was kind of like there was this weird innocence where it's like, oh, this is a lot of bravado. And it was like seeing that hurt little boy of like, oh, he's a big pussy.
Yeah.
I kind of love that turn.
And I kind of, and like, I do, like, I really, really, I've never thought this was truly about two brothers who want to fuck each other. I really don't think that's what this is about.
Well, the one I think definitely wants to fuck him.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe are they?
But they made out, and I love that people are freaking out. People that these two brothers tongued each other.
My point is, like, I think the little brother just wants to deconstruct and dismantle and get like the real Saxon back.
Yeah.
Out. You know.
But when you say that, this reminds me of. Do you remember another Mike White movie called Chuck and Buck?
Chuck and Buck suck and fuck.
What if they did do things younger when they were kids or something?
Oh my God! Are we going to Chuck and Buck, Saxon and Lachlan?
I get into fights. I've gone to a few fights with people where people are like, "This is it's boring," and I'm like, "You are an idiot."
Like, you do understand they keep saying tsunami, tsunami, tsunami. It's because everything is going to hit so fucking crazy.
And also, people don't realize, like, did you not watch the last 2 seasons?
Right. But, like, this is exactly the show.
It's the exact same thing where it was
all you remember
I think people are just remembering the ends where everything went crazy. And you're like, it really took a slow build up to that shit.
This shit is going to go so crazy. Like, Parker Posey was even like, and then something comes along to upend everything. Like, they keep saying, like, everything's going to go nuts. And I still think that the gunfire is monkeys. Is a monkey with a gun.
We shall see.
Oh,
but White Lotus is amazing.
It's amazing.
It's
amazing.
Love it.
Okay.
Yeah, and that Sam Rockwell, Leslie Bibb, I think they were
Sam
just
Rockwell
like.
Scene.
I honestly feel like he's like, hey, I'm going to visit her for like a month. Can you give me something?
I did see an interview where she said it was so last minute that they added him to do that.
And I bet you he was like, sure, let me just write up a fucked up scene that talks about the fucked up fetishization of Asian women in Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
Great. And I think some people get mad where they're like, this character is fucked up. This is so racist. And you're like, yeah. We're not supposed to like this character.
Yeah, this character is not fictional.
This character is crazy. And then Walter Goggins' acting of just having to respond to that speech where he's like,
just the faces.
I need your help so I can't say anything, but yikes.
Just the faces. I mean, but also kind of fascinated.
Yeah.
Just active listening at its best.
Yeah. What happened to hello, my name is.
I'm trying to to me, I'm doing rankings of the performances. Like, for me, it's Carrie Coon, Parker Posey, Walton Goggins are like.
I really love the Walter Goggins partner from Sex Education, the girl.
Amy Lou Wood.
I really kind of dig
She's great.
her as well.
Yeah.
But
She's great.
But everybody's killing it.
Everyone's killing it.
And poor Mook. I wish Mook and what's his name had a bigger storyline.
Yeah.
But he is the worst at his job, and I feel so bad.
He's very distracted, but he's also the worst. And there was really good things with class and just being powerless here because of your status. One was when Belinda tried to report Gary Gregg to the
and they wouldn't believe her
manager, and he not even that he kind of did believe her, but he was like, "But so what? What am I going to do? They're them, we're us. Oh well." Yeah. There was that, and then there was another one of guy talk trying to get the gun back. Like, what is he going to do? He can't. Jason Isaacs is no.
I mean, I would have been like, "Hey, there's a video camera of you taking it, so I'm going to have to call the police, and you're going to be put in a Thai prison because stealing a gun is like 10 years in prison." And he would have just handed it right back.
Right.
So, but that was him being. He didn't feel like he could say that.
Oh my god.
Anyway, White Lotus is amazing as
Amazing.
well. I'm trudging through My Hero Academia.
Oh no. Because you hate it or because you know?
No, I like it. They're just at this where it's like all exercises. I want the real battles with the real villains.
It gets...
Like there's one where it's like the mall collapse, like they're doing an exercise in the mall collapse.
Oh,
That's where
yeah,
I'm at
yeah.
now.
Okay.
I'm like,
Careful for what you wish for, because I have seen nothing but war for months.
oh, great.
Perfect. I'm like in the second half of season 6. This shit got dark.
Oh, great.
Like-
Love it. Love it.
There's a battle.
Well, I've had to switch over to Crunchyroll now because
Yeah,
it's
same,
ended
'cause
on
season
Netflix.
4, yeah.
But the fact that it was on Crunchyroll, I was like, wait a minute. My favorite supernatural powered show from 2001 called X is this on here? And it is
Oh, that's awesome.
7 dragons versus 7. It's like the 7 angels of heaven and the 7 dragons of earth.
Okay.
Battle each other, and so these people and basically these people are given powers, and you're either like, you were given these powers, these are the powers of an evil person, so you have to destroy the world, and then you're like, you're given the powers of a good person, you have to protect the world, and they all start getting their powers and deciding whether they're going to destroy the world or protect it, and it's 2000s before a lot of the digital CGI type animation effects happen, so it's a lot of hand-drawn effects still, and it's like so cool looking.
Very cool. Nice.
All right, guys.
I'll watch. All right. Okay.
I'm glad we ended it talking about things we liked, because
Yes.
right now, X-Men, I need you to step your pussy up. Because here's the thing. X-Men made me gay. And they need to step it up because they're disappointing me right now. And do you know how they made me gay, Brett?
How?
Because they're comics. And when you read comics, well, then that makes you
Queer.
queer.
Bye.
Bye.